When is the right time to move on from your ex-girlfriend? Watch this video to find out. So if you had a rocky relationship, there's probably a lot of problems and loss of attraction over time leading up to this break between you and your girl. So even if this is a recent breakup, for a while now, you've felt the distance between you and your partner, and now that it's finally ended, you wonder to yourself, even though it's hard to really do this, when is the right time to move on to something different? So I'm going to answer this in two different ways. Number one, if you're a healthy human being and you actually have a healthy attachment style and you actually love your partner, and it's not just selfishness that you just want somebody in your life, you actually cared about that other person. You know, it's natural for you to feel feelings of attachment, and probably as long as, it really can last all the way up to like a year after you break up. But honestly speaking, you begin to become functional again. You spent, typically like a month or two mourning the loss of the relationship when it's over. And after about that month or two, even though you still regret that this happened, you should begin to move on emotionally, right? You're going to start to heal inside and become ready for something else. So in the beginning, take your time feeling the emotions, like still go to work, still function as a human being, but take the time to feel and don't repress that loss, okay? And after about a couple months, that should subside. Now, number two is, in a sense, you have to start moving on right away. Now, that sounds pretty crazy, doesn't it? But this is actually to your advantage, because if you actually want that girl back, the only way to signal that she made a mistake and that you have good things going on in your life that she wants to be a part of is that you continue to go on this upward trajectory, right? Which means that you're probably going to be dating other people. You're going to be engaged in hobbies, hanging out with your friends, living life as though it was a party even without her, okay? This is what you have to do from the very beginning if you want to reattract her. But we're talking about moving on here. So no matter what happens, whether you get her back or not, you have to continue to exist on this planet and thrive. So when you think about it from that perspective, the quicker that you reinsert yourself into the world and into your career, and you're focusing on that, or your hobbies and the gifts that you're giving to the world and even the dating world, right? The quicker that you get back out there, you're not inhibited by this chapter from the past, the better. The trick is you don't want to do it so quickly that now all of a sudden you're repressing feelings of attachment. Now you're not going to be vulnerable in your next relationship, and you're carrying trauma into the next thing that you engage in. And that's kind of why it's saying, you're going to need to take the first couple of months to, heal inside. But don't be lazy about it. Feel the feelings, but then get back out there and do what you got to do, right? This person, they've cut you loose. They've said, you know what? I don't care if you go find the next love of your life. I'm not going to be in your life anymore. You go do you, right? And when they say that by cutting you loose, that's exactly what you have to go do. Now, make sure you're following my account. Click over here, click on my picture, and then hit follow and check out the rest of my videos.